Our story begins as most folklore tales do. It's late evening and you're wandering through the woods. The kind of place where the trees grow so thick they block out most of the sky. The path you're following doesn't seem to lead anywhere, and when you glance over your shoulder, the shadows seem to shift just a little too quickly. You tell yourself it's nothing, and then you hear it. A low laugh. Not friendly, not cruel either, just mischievous. You tell yourself it's the wind, but deep down, you wonder. Could it be something else? Something older? Something that's been slipping in and out of our stories for centuries? Welcome to Podcast Folklore, and I'm your host Kaylee. Tonight we are exploring one of the oldest tricksters in folklore, Puck, or Robin Goodfellow, a mischievous spirit with a taste for causing trouble, leaving travellers astray, and generally having a good laugh at our expense. But who is Puck really? Is he a playful sprite, or is there something more to his tricks? And why for centuries have we been so fascinated by him and others like him? But before we deep dive into the world of Puck, all I ask is that you hit that subscribe button and push the notification bell for more folklore in your life. So let's explore Puck and his mischievous cousins. From Shakespeare's stage to the wild corners of the British Isles and beyond, these spirits have been laughing, shifting and watching from the edges of our world. Ready to see what's hiding in the shadows? Let's go. Puck's story starts in ancient British folklore, where his name itself is a clue. You see, Puck is an Old English word that refers to a mischievous or malevolent spirit, someone who could lead you astray or make life just a little bit more complicated. Think of him as that friend who loves a good practical joke, but if you treat him right, he might just share a drink with you afterwards. Some of the best known stories of Puck come from the English countryside, where travellers might stumble into his tricks. He would guide you off the path, lead you in circles, or even steal small objects, all while you're left wondering if your mind is playing tricks on you. His favourite stunt? The will-o'-wisp, glowing light in the distance that would lure you deeper into the wood, only for you to find out that the light was gone as soon as you tried to follow it. A classic Puck move. You see, treat Puck well and he might repay you in kind. Offer him milk, bread, or a little respect, and he could help you with chores or provide you with a little good fortune. After all, it isn't just a tale of mischief. It's a reminder that the world around us and the world of the unseen and the world of the unexplained requires a delicate balance of respect and caution. But Puck doesn't stand alone in this world. Around the British Isles we have his cousins, hobgoblins, brownies and all manner of domestic spirits, who share his love for a good trick, but have also got a soft spot for those who respect them. Take brownies for example. These little house spirits would quietly help you with your chores, but the moment you didn't leave out that bowl of cream or forgot to offer them a bit of thanks, well, let's just say your broom might mischievously disappear. And like Puck, if you were to leave a small gift or show your gratitude, they'd work their magic. Literally. If not, let's just say don't be surprised to find your clothes in a tangled mess. And then there's the Pookas. We've covered these before. They're from Irish folklore. These shape-shifting spirits have a bit of Puck's unpredictability, appearing as anything from a black horse to a terrifying shadow. And much like our dear Puck, they might either assist you or send you running in terror. It all depends on their mood, you see. Some stories say they'd even befriend farmers, making their crops grow a little better. Others would trick travellers into dangerous situations, leaving them in bogs or helping them walk off cliffs. It's fascinating really, these spirits and tricksters across cultures that seem to have one thing in common. They exist in that strange middle ground, neither fully good nor bad, neither fully here nor there. They remind us of chaos in nature and the little bit of unpredictability of life. Now, Puck took his biggest leap into the limelight thanks to Shakespeare. In A Midsummer's Night's Dream, he was the ultimate trickster. Mischief flows through his veins and he creates chaos for lovers, kings and fairies alike. But let's not forget there's a certain magic to this character. Shakespeare's Puck is more than just a playful spirit. He's an observer, a being who watches human folly and laughs. And he even speaks those iconic words, "Lord, what fools these mortals be." A line that's timeless, because really aren't we all a little foolish sometimes? Isn't that the point of Puck's antics? In modern performances, Puck's character is often played with a bit more freedom. Many directors have taken Shakespeare's mischievous sprite and made him or her a bit more fluid. Puck is portrayed as a gender neutral, a being who dances in and out of roles and boundaries, much like the stories themselves. And while Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream cemented Puck in the literary canon, we must remember that the play was part of a much older tradition. The play's setting, with its forest of magic and trickery, is in direct dialogue to those ancient stories of Puck-like spirits who haunted wild places. But in Shakespeare's hands, Puck transcends folklore. He becomes a symbol of all the chaos, confusion and joy that comes with human love, desire and folly. Shakespeare's version of Puck isn't just mischievous, he's a force that exposes the absurdity of human nature altogether. He meddles with humans, and by doing so he reveals something deeper about us all. You see, A Midsummer Night's Dream, Puck transforms the very landscape of the play, just as the mystic Puck might have transformed the world around his followers. The enchanted forest in the play, much like the forest of folklore, becomes a place where the rules of the human world no longer apply, where logic is upside down. This reflects the deeper magic of Puck's nature, and he isn't just a joker, he's a teacher of sorts, reminding us that chaos and disorder are sometimes the most honest things in the world, in a world obsessed with control. But not all Pucks are mischief and laughter. Take Rudyard Kipling's Puck of Pook's Hill. Try saying that 3 times fast. A very different portrayal of our trickster. In the story of Kipling's Puck is a keeper of history, a storyteller who connects the past to the present. He's not so much the prankster here, he's a guide showing children the importance of remembering where we come from. He's not just messing around with the world, he's teaching us about it. And Kipling's Puck has little patience for the delicate, sparkly winged fairies of Victorian society. No, Kipling's Puck is earthy, rooted in the myths and stories of old England. And Puck's legacy isn't just in the dusty pages of old plays and ancient texts. He's still alive and well in modern culture, though often with a more playful and even sinister twist. The trickster archetype has become something of a staple in modern fantasy, from books to movies to video games. Things like Loki in Norse mythology or in various pantheons. Loki, Coyote, Hermes, these figures all have a touch of Puck in them. They are chaos incarnate, and through their antics they challenge us to look at the world differently. Puck's influence can be seen in everything from the mischievous fae in contemporary fantasy novels to characters in video games who love to blur the line between friend and foe. Take for example the character of the Joker in Batman. Stay with me here. Like Puck, the Joker thrives on chaos and laughter, a reflection of the darker, more unpredictable sides of human nature. His antics often lead to confusion, but there's an underlying question in everything he does. What if the world is this chaotic? What if there's no rhyme or reason to the tricks that life plays on us? You see where I'm going with this? It's important to note that Puck, in his many forms, is part of a larger family of trickster spirits that crop up in folklore all around the world. In Scandinavia, the trolls and nises serve similar purposes as Puck. They're guardians of the home, capable of wreaking havoc if disrespected, but also bringing good fortune if they're treated well. In Germanic folklore, the kobolds share many of the Puck's characteristics, mischievous yet sometimes helpful. These small, sometimes unseen creatures like to make their presence felt in a strange and mysterious way. Even further afield, in Native American folklore, trickster figures like Coyote or Raven embody a similar spirit of playful disruption. But instead of focusing purely on chaos, these tricksters often play a more philosophical role, teaching lessons about humanity, balance, and the power of wit. So whether you're deep in the forests of England or in the deserts of the American West, there's a thread of trickster energy that runs through many of the world's traditions. And Puck's just one of those who stuck with us the longest. What is it about these spirits that draws us in? Whether they're the mischievous Puck, the helpful Brownie, or the unpredictable Puka, they all share something in common, an invitation into the world just outside our own, that grey area of life, a world that's chaotic and a little bit dangerous, but always full of wonder. They remind us that the unseen forces in life, whether nature, fate, or something else entirely, aren't always kind, but they're always watching. And maybe we're better off acknowledging that, just like I'm better off acknowledging that the kittens are running around the living room. But here's something else to consider. Why do we keep telling these stories? Why does Puck, this mischievous shadow-dwelling spirit, continue to captivate us? Maybe it's because he represents parts of ourselves, that part that's a bit untamed, the part of us that resists order and that thrives in chaos. Puck's pranks aren't just about fun, they're a way of us confronting the unknown and reminding ourselves that the world is not as easily controlled as we would like it to be. By embracing the chaos and laughing at it, we might just find that little bit of peace we're looking for. Or at the very least, we might learn to let go of the need to understand everything. Maybe we're not meant to know it all. After all, in a world full of order, what fun would that be? Thank you for joining me today on this journey into the world of Puck and his kindred spirits. Thank you for also bearing with me whilst the kittens are having zoomies in the background. I'd love to hear your thoughts on your own stories of mischievous encounters, maybe even share your theories on what these spirits really are trying to tell us. Why not leave a comment in the bottom of this video and let me know. Until next time, keep your eyes open, respect the unseen, and continue to explore the world with wonder.